This girl will come back from school and the stepmom will lock the door and go out with her own biological daughter, and this girl will come back from school, her stepdaughter will come back from school and stay outside the house and wait for hours until this woman decides to come back from wherever she has gone to. Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and yes, your girl got all dolled up simply because this is how I'm feeling today. And for Vlogmas Day 11, I'm coming to you guys with a story time. I have never ever in my whole entire life met anyone like that woman, even till date. That woman, I'm sorry to say, was a horrible person. That woman was a horrible person. You sweep dirt and then you pack it up and put it in the trash, right? This woman was a typical kind of person that would sweep dirt from her own place and put it in our place. And I will get so mad because as you guys see me, I'm the kind of person that I can stand up for myself. Like, I'm not a shy person, as you guys can see. I'm an outgoing kind of person. I talk, okay? If you wrong me, I'm going to tell you. I'm that kind of a person. So this woman was way older than even my aunt, okay? She was a kind of person that you want to respect but didn't earn it. She was that kind of a person. She didn't earn it. She wasn't worth respecting because she acted like a child completely. So the first time that we moved into the block, because she was the first person in the block before we moved there, we were moved from another block to this block for some reason. We didn't know why. But when we moved to this block, we met this woman and neighbors already started telling us, because the way the block was, you have two neighbors like this, and then there's space, and then there's another two neighbors, and then there's space, and there's another two neighbors. So we were the ones who were direct neighbors with this woman. And I don't know if the person that was in the house moved away just because of the woman's trouble. But when we moved into the house, neighbors started telling us about how this woman was and that we shouldn't, get in her path or whatever. But I was like, okay. The way the barrack homes were back in where we were staying, if you're the direct neighbor together like this, you will share a toilet. So two families will share a toilet. So it was me, my aunt, her son and her daughter, and her husband. While this woman was her stepdaughter, her husband, and her own daughter. So four of them. So we were like a family of 5 and 4. So we would share this toilet and the bathroom. That's how it worked. So that means that we had to ration washing the toilet and all of that. This was the craziest part for me, because when it was our turn to wash the toilet, we would wash the toilet, because I was like the young teenager in the home, so I would do all of the work for my aunt because she was older than me, so I didn't want her to be doing all of those things. So I would be the one to wash the toilet. This woman, when it is her turn, she would not wash the toilet. She would come up with some excuse about she's not feeling well or something, and then she will make her stepdaughter do it. And the stepdaughter was around 12-ish, and I on the other hand, I was around 16, 17, so I was way older. So you can see that I was up to the task. Not a 12, 11-year-old. She wasn't up to the task at all. So she will wash the toilet and the toilet will not be clean. And when we complain, she will say they did their part and that's all they can do. Look, you guys, we reported this woman so many times, but she didn't give a, if you get what I mean. Look, I'm the kind of person that if we're neighbors, I would do things for you, just because we're neighbors, So the way our houses were, when I mop our place, I will start from the end, which is her place, and mop to our place. This woman, when she's mopping her own place, she will mop like this section, this small, just her door, and that's it. And I will look at this woman and be like, do you think that me that I'm doing it, I'm stupid? Although I'm not saying that simply because you're a neighbor you have to do it back for me, but I'm saying that if I keep doing this thing over and over and over again, it's just courtesy for you to sometimes do it back, you know, just to show how nice you are. This woman has no time in saying she's nice or not. She has no time to pretend to be who she's not or whatever. She will just show you, this is me, I'm not doing it for you, and that is that. She doing all of these crazy things were not the most insane things for me. It was the way she treated her stepdaughter. You guys, this girl had all sorts of bruises and marks on her skin from how this woman treated her. I am telling you guys, this girl was the kind of person that was loved by her own dad. But whenever the dad is not around, she literally would turn into a house help. This girl was the one who did all of the cookings, the cleanings, everything. An 11 or 12-year-old girl. She was the one who did every house chore. She would bathe her kid sister, who is the biological daughter of the woman, while she was the stepdaughter. The stepdaughter was around 6 years old, so she was old enough to do some certain things for herself. But this girl would be the one to do every single thing, and still sometimes she will not eat. This girl will come back from school, and the stepmom will lock the door and go out with her own biological daughter. And this girl will come back from school, her stepdaughter will come back from school and stay outside the house and wait for hours until this woman decides to come back from wherever she has gone to. You guys, and this woman treated her stepdaughter in the most inhumane way that I have seen anyone treat anybody. This woman will beat this girl in the middle of the night simply because maybe she and her biological daughter had an argument. That's the stepdaughter and the biological daughter. You know how siblings are. Siblings annoy each other, they fight. But I tell you, if this girl in any way just look at this woman's biological daughter in any way that was like irritating, she will beat the living daylight out of this girl, and she will send her out of the house to sleep outside. Sometimes we will come outside of the house and we will see this girl sleeping outside on a mat. On a mat, you guys, on a mat. And that's where she's going to sleep for the night. It's not because it's hot inside the house. It's just because she has done something wrong. When we knock the door and we tell this woman, why is she sleeping outside? It's so cold. This woman will tell us to mind our business. And you know, it's hard for you to mind your business when you see another human being treated like a goat. Okay? You will be forced to say something. When her husband comes back home, she would say that the daughter was this, the daughter was that. And for that reason, the man never defended the girl the way that he was supposed to defend his daughter, because she made it seem like the daughter was the bad one, like the daughter was the bad guy, while we that were the neighbors knew that this girl was literally just going through hell. This girl couldn't say a word. This girl in her own father's house would sit on the floor while eating, would sit on the floor while watching a movie, while this woman's biological daughter will just lounge around in the couch and everything. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that we saw the difference of how these two girls were treated. The woman's biological daughter and her stepdaughter were treated so differently that it was obvious. Like, if you were a new person who just came to visit, you will see clearly that this particular daughter was not her biological daughter, simply from how she was treated. Now, our homes then in barracks didn't have water inside the house, so we fetched water from like a tap outside and brought it inside. This girl will fetch water all day. They had this thing that was as big as this bucket thing. I don't know what a drum-like thing. It was this high like a human. This girl, when she comes back from school, she will fill that thing up to the brim before she can even eat food. Straight from school, she will do that. This girl, every time that her stepmom is not around, she was this kind of a lively, talking, storytelling girl. Once her stepmom was around, she dare not say peep, peep. She dare not say, because she was going to die. That was the day that she was going to die. Oh my God, people are cruel. When I tell you people are wicked in this life, people are wicked. I grew up with my aunt, and sometimes I felt like they didn't love me enough. But that is normal when you grow up with somebody that isn't like your biological parents. But in this case, it wasn't no matter of, oh, I wasn't being treated right. It was a matter of plain inhumane. What is it called? Being inhumane to another human. That's literally what this case was. It wasn't about, oh, I stayed with my aunt, I didn't feel like I was loved enough. No, that wasn't the case here. No, that wasn't the case. Okay, just seeing how this woman treated this girl and just the kind of person she was generally made me feel so bad for so many like stepdaughters who go through things like this. And to be honest, I've always told myself that when I do have children, and God forbid, say I am no longer with my husband, right? I would never ever let my kids stay with some other woman, say stepmom. What? Where would I be? What would I be doing? Nobody can ever treat my child the way I would. Nobody can treat your child the way you would. And just looking at this woman and the way she acts, the way she behaves, and honestly, I don't see this. And do you know what makes me crazy the most? This woman will do all of these cruel things, and she will use church to cover up. She was always going to church. She was always carrying Bible. You people, all these people who use Christianity as a shield to act like, you know, they are the most holier than thou. I'm not here to judge anybody, as I always say. But please, just be you. You don't need to use the Bible to do any lying thing. Just be you. If you want to be you, and don't lie. Don't lie that you know Christ, because that's not what God taught us. God said, love your neighbor as yourself. Even the person that is supposed to be like a daughter to you, you haven't even treated well. Talk more of treating neighbors well. And you're always just carrying the Bible all over the place, acting like it was from you that it was you that birthed Jesus Christ. Now, this girl will grow up not really knowing what it's like to love, because she never got it. You can't give what you don't have. You get? Like, if she was shown love, she would know love. But because she's been shown so much cruelty and just pain, she was given so much disrespect, that's exactly what she's gonna give. Well, in most cases, 50% of the time, kids who grow up in violence, abuse, and all sorts of those things tend to know just that, and so show just that, if you get what I mean. Just, why not just show love? It's easier. It's just easier, because I feel like when you show people love, you get love, because you get what you give, right? I mean, so if you ever find yourself with someone's child, treat them nicely, because you don't know tomorrow. Like, someone else, this might be your case. Nobody knows tomorrow. What if tomorrow, for example, something happens to you and your daughter finds herself in this kind of situation? Would you want someone else to treat your own child as you treated someone else's? No. So you guys, honestly, I don't want this story time to be too long, but I've had a lot of experiences in my lifetime, and from time to time I just want to give like the story times of these things. You guys know why I do these things, with the hope that someone will learn and all of these things. So yeah, that's basically it. This woman was that kind of a really, I don't know, mentally not stable kind of person. I don't know if it was because she never found love and that's why she can't give love, but this woman was such a bitter person that it showed in everything she did, both to her stepdaughter and how she even acted towards us. You know, as I told you guys, like, she would do the strangest things in the world. So yeah, that's today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this little story time. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and smash the subscribe button if you haven't. Break it, destroy it, and just do whatever you like with it, okay? And if you guys want more story times like this, let me know in the comment section. If you've experienced this kind of a neighbor before, do let me know in the comment section. If you've been a victim of this kind of a thing, maybe you were like the stepdaughter, do let me know in the comment section also. And yes, I'll see you guys in the next video, which is probably tomorrow. Ciao now. Bye. Mwah.
I guess you're back. Are you gonna tell me?